Chapter 255, Battle of the Dragon and Tiger. Dai Lijian, you're a second-year dragon. Why are you here? Ku Qingshan, the referee on duty, exploded when he heard that Dai Lijian was going to challenge someone. Ku Qingshan did not believe that Dai Lijian didn't come to challenge the rankings because of Zhu Tui sweeping through the supernatural branch. Ku Qingshan questioned Dai Lijian, but his gaze was on Wen Xiao. He was expressing his dissatisfaction with Wen Xiao and his stand. That was enough. Wen Xiao turned his head slightly and did not respond to Ku Qingshan. At this point, it was no longer something that Wen Xiao could influence. In fact, ever since Qi Sheng went up to challenge Zhu Tui, this matter had been taken over by Wen Xiao's teacher, Zheng Shahong. Zheng Shahong was the one who arranged the candidates. Wen Xiao was previously the deputy director of the supernatural branch and a professor of the supernatural branch. However, he did not have that much influence. For example, the second-year dragon, Dai Lijian, was not someone that Wen Xiao could influence. Therefore, Wen Xiao could not respond to Ku Qingshan's accusation. However, following Ku Qingshan's question, Dai Lijian, who had just stepped onto the main stage of the Longhu list, immediately became the center of attention. Dai Lijian's face was calm and expressionless. When Ku Qingshan looked over, Dai Lijian said simply, "Mr. Ku, I left the school for a long time some time ago and was directly removed from the Longhu overall rankings. Now that I'm back, I'm prepared to challenge the rankings and get a new ranking. Can't you do it tomorrow?" Qingshan frowned. Mr. Ku, I'll challenge the 93rd place on the Longhu overall rankings first. Dai Lijian did not answer Ku Qingshan. Instead, he directly raised his challenge. Dai Lijian was a second-year dragon on the Year to Longhu list. All the second-year students were extremely convinced. In addition, with the second-year tiger, Kui Shi, all the second-year dragon rankings had not dropped. However, the Longhu overall rankings were different. Even if he had a valid reason, he had to accept the challenge within half a month. Under special circumstances, if he did not accept the challenge within a month, he would be removed from the Longhu list. Of course, the second-year tiger, Kui Shi, could also take down the second-year dragon ranking while Dai Lijian was away from school. However, Kui Shi disdained to do that. A true second-year dragon relied on strength, other than being despised by countless students and teachers. What else could they do if they relied on the rules to snatch the position of the second-year dragon? Therefore, until now, Dai Lijian was still a second-year student, but he was no longer ranked on the Longhu overall rankings. If he wanted to challenge someone, he had to follow the rules. Ku Qingshan frowned again, but he could only sigh helplessly. He was the referee of the Longhu general ranking. If Dai Lijian wanted to challenge the rankings, he could only arrange it according to his duties. The students who were watching the battle on the arena and the internet were all curious. Would Dai Lijian challenge Zhu Tui? A second-year dragon challenging a first-year dragon was really bullying. After all, it had only been a short time since Zhu Tui, a freshman, had entered the school. According to the procedures, Ku Qingshan began to contact the 93rd place on the Longhu overall rankings. The 93rd place was a third-year student from the supernatural branch. He was in the arena. Almost at the same time that Ku Qingshan was about to make a call, this third-year student from the supernatural branch took the initiative jump on the stage. "Professor Ku, we've sparred before. I'm not his match. I admit defeat." After expressing his stance, the third-year student jumped off the stage. Ku Qingshan frowned deeply. However, that was the only way. These were all allowed by the rules. Mr. Ku, I'll challenge Zhu Tui, who is ranked 85th on the Longhu overall rankings. Dai Lijian's voice rang out. Zhu Tui, who had been waiting by the side of the ring, chuckled when he heard that. He knew that Dai Lijian was coming for him the moment he stepped onto the arena. It was not because of anything else. According to the information that a Huang had given him, Dai Lijian's identity was not ordinary. Dai Lijian was Zheng Xiaohong's special student. Their relationship was the same as Zhu Tui's relationship with Zhao Xaxui. Compared to an ordinary teacher-student relationship, it was more intimate and beneficial. Dai Lijian had come to challenge Zhu Tui with only one goal in mind. He wanted to teach Zhu Tui a lesson. Ku Qingshan frowned. Dai Lijian had come for Zhu Tui. He had noticed this long ago. However, Dailai was challenging the rankings according to the rules. He could only follow the procedures. Alright, I will arrange for your challenge. However, according to the rules of Longhu overall rankings, Zhu Tui has already defended the arena 3 times today. He has the right to refuse your challenge. Ku Qingshan's words were directed at Dailai and also a reminder to Zhu Tui. Dailai nodded when he heard that. He looked directly at Zhu Tui. Zhu Tui, I am prepared to challenge you. Do you dare to accept the challenge? Without waiting for Zhu Tui's reply, Ku Qingshan spoke first. Zhu Tui, according to the rules, you can refuse. You can arrange for the battle to take place 3 days later. Of course, if you felt that the difference in strength was too great, you could just admit defeat. It's normal to admit defeat on the Longhu overall rankings. Ku Qingshan had a good impression of Zhu Tui, who he had once wanted to recruit a special student. He wanted to help as much as possible. Of course, it was not only because he had a good impression of him. This was also one of his responsibilities as the referee on duty in the arena. The purpose of the Longhu list was competition. Those who were brave would win. His duty as a referee was to try his best to avoid unnecessary casualties. Of course, the most fundamental reason was that Ku Qingshan felt that Zhu Tui was definitely not a match for Dailai. Mr. Ku, thank you. Lei, when did you come back? Why are you here to fight for the rankings? Before Zhu Tui could finish his sentence, the second-year tiger, Kui Shi, jumped onto the arena and interrupted Zhu Tui. Without waiting for Dailai to answer, Kui Shi said to him, "You've been away for almost 3 months. Your strength must have improved by leaps and bounds. You probably wouldn't be able to show off your abilities by challenging a freshman. Why don't we fight first? If you win, my 79th place on the Longhu list will be yours." Kui Shi was a very loyal person. Although he spoke gently, he was already helping Zhu Tui. He was just short of pointing at Dailai nose and scolding him. At the same time, it also gave Dailai a suitable way out. Kui Shi was an extremely steady person. Of course, he did this because he felt that Zhu Tui was not a match for Dailai. He took the initiative to step forward and shield Zhu Tui. "You?" Dailai still had a cold expression. "There's no problem if you want me to fight. Just follow the rules." The smile on Kui Shi's face instantly disappeared. "Alright, in that case, I'll challenge you as a second-year tiger." As soon as these words were spoken, the entire arena, both online and offline, became excited. The second-year tiger wanted to challenge the second-year dragon. This battle between a dragon and a tiger would definitely be exciting. Although the Wuxia Genetic Evolution College had 3 Longhu list and 1 Longhu overall rankings, it was rare to see a dragon and tiger fight. The higher the level, the greater the difference in strength. They would also be clearer about their own strength and would not challenge others casually. Just as the audience was looking forward to it, Dailai replied indifferently. "Alright, I'll accept it. However, you should go and register with the teacher on duty first. I'll fight you after I'm done with this match," Dailai said. "You!" Wuxia was furious. Everyone could tell that Dailai was determined to challenge Zhu Tui. He was going to stand up for the supernatural branch. Of course, not all the supernatural branch students were willing to accept this. Zheng Shahong was actually just a relatively large mountain in the supernatural branch. Many elites had their own teachers. "Alright, I'll go register now." Kui Shi stomped his feet angrily, but he did not register immediately. Instead, he looked at Zhu Tui and said, "Zhu Tui, you've already fought 5 consecutive battles today. Go and rest." "Brother Kui, thank you, but I still have to fight Dailai." At this point, Zhu Tui suddenly pounded his chest and shouted down the stage, Zhu Tui, will not cower in this battle no matter if I lose or die." Zhu Tui had shouted those words out loud. He was shouting with a heroic spirit. "Mr. Ku, I agree to this battle. If I lose, I will make a comeback in the future. If he wants to kill me, he has to have the ability." Zhu Tui pointed at Dailai and shouted. Actually, Zhu Tui felt a little helpless. According to his previous thoughts, the best choice for an expert like Dailai was not to refuse to fight but to admit defeat. "What can you do to me? It was just a drop in rank. Come and bite me? How long had you, Dailai, been cultivating? How long have I, Zhu Tui, been cultivating? It was no big deal to admit defeat. However, Zhu Tui had marked his character for his goal today. He openly looked down on the first-year supernatural-type seeded players. At this moment, the plan had already worked. He was about to reap the rewards. But Dai Lijian jumped out. If Zhu Tui were to back down now, it might cause a chain effect and all his previous efforts would be wasted. Therefore, even when Zhu Tui understood that the best choice was to admit defeat, then cultivate again, and find his way back after a few days, the real goal was about to be achieved. If Zhu Tui admitted defeat at this moment, he would have fought these few tough battles today in vain. Therefore, he could only fight now. There was still a chance of winning in terms of big goals. Zhu Tui had no other choice. Good, you have guts. After praising him, Dai Lijian said to Ku Qingshan, Mr. Ku, you can make the arrangements. Both of us have no problems now. FCAC, I can't stand it anymore. Chai Zhao, who was at the side of the ring, suddenly jumped onto the main ring angrily. He pointed at Dai Lijian and started cursing. Dai, can you not embarrass the second-year dragon? Damn it! When the exchange delegation of the India sector came, they needed someone to risk their lives. Where are you? It was Zhu Tui. It was Zhu Tui who had killed 3 of the enemy's experts in a row that had secured the victory. But what about you? What did you do the moment you returned? You actually challenged Zhu Tui, a freshman, for the sake of some people's personal interests. Aren't you embarrassed? Could you not be so shameless? Dai, to think that I used to admire a second-year dragon like you. Now, IF King despise you. Pui, Kaixio's scolding was extremely satisfying. He even mentioned the past. Dai Lijian's face turned pale. The audience on the arena and the internet also instantly recalled this incident. When the India sector's exchange delegation arrived 2 months ago, it should have been Dai Lijian who was the main force. Unfortunately, he was not around. Zhu Tui charged forward and became the main force. Initially, this was nothing. However, once Dai Lijian returned, actually found trouble with Zhu Tui. With Chai Zhao's scolding, many of the second-year Dragon's fangirls and fans instantly turned into passersby. Some even looked down on him. In the arena, Dai Lijian, who had been scolded by Chai Zhao, looked in the direction of the Mystery Branch's office building with a pale face. Actually, he did not want to. However, his master had ordered him to do so. He did not have an ordinary relationship with Zheng Xiaohong. He was Zheng Xiaohong's special student. Therefore, he could only persevere. In the arena, Dai Lijian acted as if he did not hear Chai Zhao's scolding. He looked at Ku Qingshan again and said, Mr. Ku, let's make the arrangements. Zhu Tui, if you overuse your mind power, I can give you time to recover. You can fight again in 4 or 5 hours, Dai Lijian said. No need. Since you want to fight, let's fight now.